really important, which is the present perfect tense. What is present perfect tense? And when do we use the present perfect simple? And what is the form of it? The form of it is that you have to put have or has plus the past participle. Okay, and when do you use it? I can use it for actions that happened in the past, but the time is not mentioned. You did not refer to the time, like I have visited London. It doesn't matter when. You did not refer to any time. It's not that important. But we say, I visited London last year. Here, in that case, it is in the past. So the time is mentioned here. So when you don't mention the time, it can be in the present perfect. Okay. When you mention the time, it is the past simple. Okay. Or you can use it for actions that happened in the past but have a result in the present. Like what? Dina has won a prize, so she is happy. As a result of this, she's really happy. What are the time expressions that you can use when you are describing the present perfect? I can use since, like we have known them since 2000. Or for, she stayed in Egypt for 10 years. Already. He's already bought the mobile. Recently. We have seen them recently. I can use yet. I haven't finished my homework yet. And so on. So I can use just, ready, ever, never, since, for, yet, how long. How long have you been studying English? Okay. One of the things that sometimes puzzle the students is the difference between since and for. What is the difference between since and for? For, it is used for a period from the start to the end. Okay. But since means a point. Okay. For, it's like duration of time for 20 minutes, for 3 days, for 4 years, for 2 centuries, for a long time. Okay, so there is a duration of time. Okay, but with the since, okay, you must have fixed time, like since 9 a.m., since Monday, since Jan, since 1997. Since I left school, like I haven't seen him since he left school. I haven't seen him since he traveled. So the difference is that for is for a period, a duration of time, but since for a fixed time, which is up to this time. Okay. Now we're going to have like an exercise, small exercise to see. Complete using since and for. Okay. I've had a horrible cold. What Friday? Friday. Try to answer this. Friday, is it a fixed time or a duration of time? We have lived in this house 3 years. Sandra knows Alice. They were kids, like, okay. Have you been here 8 o'clock? Okay. I have been on a diet 5 long months. Okay. They have had their dog, what a long time. So can you think of this? I'm sure all of you will get it right. Okay, let us check our answer. I've had a horrible cold since Friday because it's a fixed time. A point. We have lived in this house for 3 years. Duration of time. Sandra knows Alice since they were young. Have you been here since 8 o'clock? I've been on a diet for 5 long months. They have had their dog for a long time. Okay. Did you get all of them right? Hope so. Oh, what is the difference between I have been to London and I have gone to London? I have been to London means like I went and came back. but I have gone to London. This means that I'm staying there. Okay. What is the difference between I have studied English and I have been studying English? That's present perfect simple, and the other one is present perfect continuous. I've studied English means like studying English means something that starts and I'm still studying it. Okay. Now we're going to do something else, which is relative pronouns. What are the relative pronouns? We have who, whose, where, which, when, that. Okay, how? When can I use them? Who? When you are talking, writing about a person, when you are referring to a person, okay, or to people. Whose for possession. What's the meaning of this? Like, this is the man whose eyes are black. Where? Place. This is the place where I live. Which thing? Okay. This is the car which I bought yesterday. Okay. When? Time. May is the month when I was born. That you can use it instead of all of these, apart from whose. Okay. Who can answer this? Tanta is the city my uncle lives. Is it a place or thing or person or time? You have to choose. The boy is playing the guitar, is really talented. Giant pandas are animals. Live in China are animals. Is it who? Which? Whose? Oh, yes, I think you'll get it right. The mechanic is the one repairs cars. Jana is the girl. Mother is a doctor. Is it who mother or whose mother or which mother is a doctor? This is the book. My favorite character goes to the academic. Omar, mother is a scientist. Always does well in the science test. And that's really important. What is the difference between whose and whose? The first one, whose, for possession. Okay. But this one is who is. The shop, when or where or which. I visited last week has some great souvenirs. Okay. Have you finished them or not yet? Okay. Let us have a look at the answer. Check it. Okay. Tanta is the city where my uncle lives. The boy who is playing the guitar is really talented. Giant pandas are animals who live in China. The mechanic is the one who repairs cars. Jana is the girl whose mother is a doctor. This is the book in which my favorite character goes to the academic. Omar, whose, and we said like whose mother? Okay, not who his mother is. So whose mother is a scientist? Okay, always does well in the science test. The shop I visited last week, which I visited last week, has some great souvenirs. Okay. Is there any question in this point? Okay, then we will go to the last thing, which is the past perfect. What is the meaning of past perfect? Past perfect means something, an action which happened in the past before something else. Okay, what's the form of it? It's like had and past participle. What are the key words? I can say after, or as soon as, before and by the time, till, until, no sooner, hardly, scarcely, having, It was only. It wasn't until. Okay? Like, he finished his homework. Then he went out. Okay. What is the first action here? The first action is finishing his homework. So this must be in the past perfect. Then he went out. That's the second action. Okay? So how can you answer it? After. Huh? But what if you want to say before or by the time? Till or until? No sooner. Hardly or scarcely. Having. It was only. It wasn't until. So let us have a look. After he had finished his homework, he went out. That's the first action. So after he had finished his homework, he went out. And then before he went out, he had finished his homework. I can say before, by the time. Okay. The first action is finishing the homework. That's why we put the past perfect to it. He didn't go out until he had finished his homework. It must be preceded by negative and in the past. No sooner had he, you must have inversion when you use no sooner. What is the meaning of inversion? Means to make the verb before the subject. So, no sooner had he finished his homework than he went out. Hardly had he finished his homework when he went out. It wasn't until he had finished his homework that he went out. Having must be followed by the past participle. So, having finished his homework, he went out. Okay? That's the main thing. So, today we revised the past perfect, the present perfect, and the relative pronouns. Okay? Thank you. And wait for the second video. Thank you. Bye.